I am back here in the fandom zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in YouTube entertainment today, Mr. General Zod. So today, there's been an article floating around, people doing YouTube videos based off of a scandal that Filoni has found himself in by the EU. And I guess fellow disenfranchised Star Wars fans who are taking this beyond the Last Jedi and Rise of Trash kind of, when I say, look, before we get started, so there's no confusion, I do not like Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like anything new in this Walt Disney garbage machine. Rogue One was the last time, and Force Awakens probably was the last time I found any comfort. And Force Awakens now, I still defend it. I liked it, but taking it into the context of the three movies, it totally doesn't make any sense. And that's the problem. Now, I do have a passion, I do have a love, and that is the Clone Wars. And these EU people have been around since the Clone Wars inceptions in the 2000s, okay? You know, when it first premiered on Cartoon Network, okay? This hate has nothing to do with what Disney is doing now. It has been a way just to take a swipe at Disney. And you know what? Call them out for their foolishness, like their 15,000 freaking remakes and all that nonsense. I'm on board with all of that. But when people source things, and they're using sources like Reddit and other Twitter people, I have to question the validity of their argument that they're making. So this comes to us from Bleeding Fool, and I want to give you guys some context before I get into why I think all of this is bullshit and misconstrued, and that the people of the EU and the people who are on this hype and this kick to hate everything Star Wars just because it comes from Disney, this is why this is ridiculous. And the irony of it all is calling one side out and not calling the other. So let's just open the book here and think back. With The Last Jedi, fans were rabidly, disgustingly attacked by the show media. I can acknowledge that. They were dicks. Ryan Johnson is the world's biggest asshole. That's not a secret. The man admits to being an asshole. Okay? But what we're seeing now is the same exact thing on the side that I want to throw my hat in with. But unfortunately, I can't when I see the same things going on. And here's the irony. No one wants to call it out. And you know what? I'm a fan of the Clone Wars. I'm a fan of Filoni, so I'm going to call it out. And people can hate me if they want to, but I'm going to bring up some compelling arguments. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not calling anyone else an idiot or anything like that for having their opinion. But what I'm saying is, logic dictates that something is amiss in the Force. So this is from Bleeding Fool. And before I get into the article about Filoni, let me tell you a bit about this. Because already I have to kind of take with a grain of salt what's being presented for me, because Bleeding Fool says we cover geek news regarding movies, television, gaming, politics, and books via commentary, news, videos, ranting, while poking fun of the same highly revered comic book websites. We've decided it's time to respond with either their boring, unbiased reporting with some bit more niched and interesting, or respond to their decidedly progressive liberal politics with opinions from libertarian and closer to the right side of the aisle. Sometimes things may get a bit extreme, but we always welcome diverse ideas here, and anyone with a free whatever that is account is welcome to push back or sound off in the comments section. Our mission is an alternative source for comic book news, reviews, all things geek culture, and all that. So this is the websites, what they're about, right? Okay, so going into that, this is someone writing a piece that does not have traditional verified sources. Now, I'm fine with that if you can corroborate where your intel is coming from, okay? So first, before I even get into this, the person that's being sourced for comments said in the Art of the Rise of Skywalker, the person being sourced is a reader who posted a scan from a book, okay? Now, who was this reader that posted a scan from the book? Here's the image right there. A Twitter user has confirmed the image of the book. Now, I don't know who the designated reader is, okay? And I don't know who the Twitter person is that responded with a repost of the actual book cover and the section of the book that this whole thing is in. So let me read these and then kind of give my thoughts, and I'll let you guys judge at what you think about this. But keep in mind, too, this is specific to The Rise of Skywalker. This has nothing to do with the Clone Wars. Why this is being brought up is because this Trace arc, everyone feels the need to say that, oh no, everything's going woke and stuff like that. There was nothing woke about this arc. Let me just get that out of the way. If you people actually watch the show, you could reach for that if you want to, but you're grasping for straws, okay? And not looking at it from an unbiased perspective, but rather your hatred for Disney. But anyways, so this book is by Phil. Look, I don't know Phil's street cred. I know some of the statements that he's mentioned and some things in another article on this website that are suspect. But once again, I haven't read the book. The person writing this, I assume, hasn't read the book because they're citing other people. Wouldn't it be interesting to actually see the book, get a copy of the book, and verify the source? But we'll get into that. The publication of The Art of Skywalker by Phil, I'm not going to attempt to say that last name, has confirmed that no one at Lucasfilms knows what the hell they're doing without a strong guiding hand of George Lucas. So, if you think Filoni is your savior, guess again. Now, I'm going to take that as the person writing the article. A reader posted a scan from the book which had the following text in it. And this is from The Art of Skywalker. Phil wrote, Lucasfilm's executive creator, Doug Chin, wondered, since these three films are female-driven story, where's Leia in episodes 8 and 9? And in response, a quote from Filoni, okay? A quote. I'll get to that. So, it is known that right from the start that the story of the Disney trilogy wasn't going to be driven by Wars in the Stars, but by female genitalia instead. So, now, here's the thing. One, it's not very well written, whether or not that was a quote from Dave or not, but I'm gathering that's what Dave said. Now, that seems like kind of talking against what was done. That's just me. That's how I'm taking the quote being presented to us right here. Okay? In the same book, Dave Filoni is quoted as saying, there is a potential idea about, and now, not powerful, because Mr. Ryan Kennel, he misspoke about that, and I'm saying misspoke. I'm not going to call anyone out here, but it wasn't powerful. There's a potential idea. Potential, meaning a potential idea about the matriarch coming back and subverting that what has been dominantly patriarchal in male heroes, Zeus, Hercules, and everything else. So there's a potential idea, and this is in reference to a question that I don't know what was asked. See, it says in the same book, but they're not putting exactly what Dave is answering the question to, okay? So was the question, since these three films are a female-driven story, where's Leia in episodes 8 and 9, is he answering that? Did he answer it with this quote? There is no definitive spacing or structuring to where I could tell what he's answering. And this is very familiar to other types of writings that I see, but we'll continue. John Canal says, the super intriguing setup, an empire that the boy is our only hope. No, there's another. I felt cheated in Jedi. This is really didn't go anywhere. Maybe Yoda is really talking about Leia in 30 years in the future. Okay? So this is what John said. And then Filoni replies, I love that. We should shift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan of the entire trilogy. Okay? This is someone kicking ideas, probably in a meeting. Now, they're saying they're quoting a talk in a room, okay? I also like to point out, too, I don't remember Filoni having any writing credits, but we'll continue. There's also a quote here. It's dangerous because it makes the women of Star Wars something to me says that's right. There's something happening culturally. Look at the regeneration, the world itself, needing healing. All those things are emblematic of the mother and character of myth. They are all matriarchal things. Mother Earth itself, global warming is all a hot topic. And then the writer goes on to say, I guess all that talk about genders in the galaxy needing to be perfectly 50-50 was a bunch of crap, just as we knew it was. I guess what the rest of Season 7 of the Clone Wars is going to be like. When Filoni said, rewritten to be better, he meant it. Now, here's the thing. I can't distinguish what his quotes are to, what he's answering, the context of the things. This, to me, feels like kind of half-assed sourcing, and I'd have to see the actual page that this is from. The other thing is, okay, here's the page that it's from, but, I mean, what's the context to which this is written? And why is it coming from an anonymous source? If this is verified truth, why not put whoever it is who posted this? It's all kind of funny to me, and it's even funnier that people choose to run with this, okay? Filoni has never publicly came out and said to any press one way or the other how he felt about these things. Now, Kennedy has, Rian Johnson has, numerous other people have come out and directly said in interviews with major publications how they felt, what they thought about fans, okay? But this being written in a book about that is supposed to be on the rise of Skywalker, it seems a little weird, a little suspect, and quite honestly, I'd be careful about trusting the sources when there doesn't seem to be a source or even a context to which the questions are being asked. In that paragraph, there's no structure, there's no way to distinguish what question is being answered and what question is being asked. So in the comments below, let me know. What do you think about all this? Do you think this is just another way to run along the hype train? Do you think the EU has finally caught Filoni in the act? Does this change your opinion? And another very important question is, how the hell does this relate to Clone Wars Season 7? Because as far as I'm concerned, and the proof is on Disney, it has not gone woke. There's nothing SJW. And if you say that, you're probably not watching the same show. In the comments below, let me know, and as always, remember the only rule here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod. Good day, y'all.